What's up, everybody? StevDeS here, and welcome to Orcs Must Die 2 with Austin!
Hi!
Yay! He came to North Carolina to visit me! I feel so special. Okay, so we're gonna play some Orcs Must Die 2 on the co-op, and he's gonna be the War Mage guy, and I'm going to be the... yeah, I know I have a lot of characters. I know. Because I love this game so much! It's awesome, I love Orcs Must Die. So, StevDeS. Yeah. StevDeS, yeah. That's the name.
That happened.
Yep, that happened. Okay, so that's the thing. So, play, and then I have to invite you by creating a party, and there you are, along with all the other friends that is now being blocked out by Schmidt! Thank you. Okay, so there we go, that's yours. He just made a Steam account today. He's noob, but he's my friend noob. So, here we go, The Edge. That's where we're starting. Hooray!
Host is ready.
Yep, so hit the ready button underneath the leaderboards thing, and we are good to go. So I'm going to mute the microphone for all the cutscenes so that people can hear it and understand. Just like I did for the last game.
Was this how it would end? Trapped, surrounded, my power lost. I deserved so much more. They were coming for me. Once I was their queen. Now they would be my doom. Then, out of nowhere, new rift? It was different. Fragile. I felt a trickle of power returning. Barely there. Not enough to mind control even a single orc. Still, the rift offered an escape. As soon as I stepped through, I saw him. Standing right in front of me with that ridiculous grin plastered across his face. I only had one thing to say. Run!
And we're back. I decided we were going to do the, put the traps down, and apparently the controller doesn't really work. So, Austin, you ready to kill some orcs?
In the words of Marcus Phoenix, let's do it.
Alrighty then. Legendary man.
Come to me.
Alright, so I was kind of a stupid by not unmuting the microphone before doing this, so all we got is the game audio.
You had one job.
I know, but I had multiple things in my mind. Oh god, it was a complicated piece of machinery and software.
It's not really machinery.
Well, I mean, the
desktop is machinery.
Yeah, the desktop's machinery, but then you have the physical connection through the two HDMI and the USB to the computer and the screen to think about it. There's some hardware there.
Don't get technical.
Hey, I'm gonna get technical. Alright.
No.
But either way, this is Orcs Must Die 2. This is just some clips from the first one that we put together. He's playing as War Mage. I'm playing as the Enchantress? StevDeS. Yeah. It's StevDeS, yeah. You know, yeah was part of that name.
That happened. That's a thing.
It is a thing. It's a thing. StevDeS, yeah. But yeah, so a majority of the time he was using the blunderbuss and the arrow walls. At this first one, what was your floor trap you brought for this first one?
I think that was the tar pits.
Yeah, I think it was. I believe you did tar pits, but he was using the blunderbuss as the main weapon. I tried to avoid using any of the DLC stuff, but I ended up using some of it, like, at the second level. I think I brought the scare jar. Because that helped. I mean, we were getting pushed back.
It's time.
But yeah, so, like, the blunderbuss, he's focused on mainly using the grenades a lot.
Yeah, the more you upgraded, there's less of a, there's more damage for the grenades, and it doesn't cost as much mana.
Okay, so that's why a lot of that is useful. Like the Wand of Dominion, the main weapon of the sorceress, you'll be seeing me charge up, and there's 3 stages. You got the little piddly little blasts that don't do much. That's only good for like gnolls and not gnolls, kobolds and other light classes. And then you have the secondary shot, which you're going to see me doing a lot because it does decent damage. It doesn't kill them, but it does decent damage, and a second one will kill them. It just takes a lot longer to do the large blast, which I'm more inclined to do on large orcs or for a bunch of orcs. Kind of like how you were using your nades on a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I tried to wait until there was a big group.
Like, don't those things, like, blast orcs, like, spread them out a lot more, or?
I wasn't really able to tell, but the two unique upgrades were bleed damage, which almost every game bleed damage is a fucking joke, and the other one was knockback on heavies.
Okay, so definitely, maybe we need to get the knockback so that you can just go up to the heavy ones and just idly stand by as they keep falling all over themselves.
Right.
I don't know. But we got 5 skulls on that one. Moving on to level 2 here. So we moved on to the second level in Orcs Must Die, the tunnels. Orcs Must Die 2, rather. The tunnels. And this is the one where I actually opted to bring some of the DLC stuff in, because I saw that we had Earth Elementals to come in. So I was thinking, okay, well, we need something to deal with those. And I know one of the DLC weapons, I think this is a DLC weapon, the Dwarven Missile Launcher. You'll see me select it. It's explosive. And I thought, you know, explosives work well on Earth. That's what I know from playing this game. And so that's why I just opted to bring it. I also wanted to bring some floor portals, because what floor portals do is they'll teleport back. But they were really expensive, so I didn't want to do that. I just brought the Jar of Ghosts and the Dwarven Missile Launcher along with, and decided to just opt in for a dart shooter. That's dart spitter? Yeah, dart spitter. That's ceiling. So, what were you bringing here, Austin?
I think the only thing I brought in this part was the spike trap.
Oh, wasn't there? Yeah, there was an arrow wall over there.
Yeah, I still use arrow walls, but I switched over and primarily use spike traps and arrow walls for this part.
Okay, yeah. And one thing I'm noticing though, your blunderbuss is knocking them back. Like, I didn't see that at all, like, in the first level, but this time around, I don't know if upgrading your...
I upgraded the grenade damage.
You upgraded just the grenade damage.
Yeah.
That is cool then. So maybe they're just getting close enough for you to knock them on their butts.
Most likely.
Yeah.
My biggest complaint is that the blunderbuss took forever to reload, but at the same time, I think they're trying to keep it somewhat accurate to a modern day blunderbuss, because you only get one shot.
Yeah.
And then you have to reload everything.
It's like a lever action sort of.
Kind of, sort of, but lever actions, you know, you at least have more rounds in your chamber. Blunderbuss, you fire it, you reload it completely. So, I understand at the same time it's a video game, but you can't have unrealistic expectations. You can't have a fully automatic blunderbuss.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I'm sure magic can do a whole lot in this universe, but apparently to machines it can't do very much.
No, probably not.
Further on in the wave, we started actually getting pushed back a bit because our darts were not doing... Well, my dart spitters wasn't doing as much. My... You put also tar traps down.
Yeah, I needed... The spike traps, they weren't slowing them down enough, and it wasn't killing anything, so I needed something that definitely helped slow us down, because I noticed in the previous wave that they were getting behind us, and we needed to do something to catch up.
And part of the reason they were getting behind us is because, well, the grenades were throwing them, and so was my charge blast. They were being thrown down to where the mine carts were. So, you know, that's one reason we got knocked back, is because of how that was. Ooh, that was a good combination there, where just destroying that Earth Elemental.
Those Earth Elemental was annoying. I thought it was dead, but it just made smaller.
Yeah, it splits into 2 Earthlings, which I honestly thought that was funny, with the name of them are Earthlings, when in alien movies that's what we're called as humans.
Right.
If you notice, I'm not really helping very much with my trap, because all it is a ceiling trap, and it doesn't have a lot of vertical range to it. So I was just putting them down right where the orcs were coming out. that's all. That's all they were really able to do, is not a whole lot, just poison the orcs. So if there was an upgrade for that, maybe I'll consider it. If not, maybe there's a better ceiling trap I can get, and I can focus on ceiling traps while you're on walls and floors. That's an option.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, split up into earthlings.
Pretty little bastard.
Yeah. They just can't stay dead.
No, that'd be asking too much.
One thing I was noticing about the Earthlings is that they are actually extremely weak. My secondary blast can actually kill one Earthling, and if I aim central enough, then the third blast can kill both of them in one go. So there's some sort of combination there we could do where we just break down the Earthling and just kill it in one shot. I don't know where it is. Multiple times I've been charming the Earth.
I think there's your scare jar.
Yeah, that would be my scare jar, making them go back. And there it is. So, that time we didn't do as well because we didn't kill them fast enough. And it was saying to think about endless levels, but we got the healing trinket, which I used in the next one. So we're going into the third level, the chasm. There's two rifts that are opening in two separate places, and then in the middle where we spawn in, there's a bridge that's where they're running to. In the beginning of this, you'll notice there's a new enemy. They're called kobolds, I think? I'm pretty sure they're called kobolds. And all they do is just run and run. You're going to see them in this gameplay running past all the traps and just activating them because they're fast enough to just go past them. So in this one, I opted to organize my spell book, and after I was done organizing it, excuse me, I opted to bring in the healing trinket, and I also opted to bring in floor portals, and that's the only trap I had, because there was no ceilings for this. And I know, Austin, you had the spike trap and the arrow wall. So you had arrows, spikes.
Arrow spikes and the tar pit, but I didn't really use the tar pit as much as what I did the spikes.
Okay.
I think the upgrade for the spikes, it didn't really upgrade damage, I think it upgraded the reset time.
Oh, okay. So they just activated a lot more often.
Yeah.
So yeah, I opted to just bring the floor portal because I knew you had the defenses taken care of.
Surely there's more.
And I had to just think of, okay, if his defenses get ran past, because I know I can handle them with these small blasts. I can handle the kobolds. They don't have a lot of health. Their whole point is that they're fast, and their whole point is to activate the traps so that the orcs don't have to. So I thought, in case they do get past us, I'll have these extremely expensive traps that'll just zap them to the beginning. But I think for the most part, we were on top of those little guys. You see them coming right here. You know, one of them just runs past the spikes, nothing happens. You take some shots in the back, sorry.
Friendly fire.
Yeah, friendly fire's not on though.
This one there was a lot more groups for me to use the grenades.
Oh yeah. And there's more pits, so they're not like, it wasn't like the last one where they were falling into a pit and then just walking up to us.
Yeah. I don't know if it's this one or I think this is the next level I fell off the map, but I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was the one where there was two bridges.
And I think that might have been the last one. I don't remember. We'll cross that bridge if we get there. No pun intended.
Surely there's more.
You're on the wrong show if you're meaning no pun intended. So, puns are awesome in my book. I guess one thing to notice is that I upgraded the Dwarven Missile Launcher and gave it a unique. The unique one was the one that stuns enemies that get hit by it. And the upgrades for it just increase its damage.
Okay.
So, I'm looking forward to upgrading that to gold. I may just keep that for whenever we need some heavy artillery. And, you know, it's probably good that being the sorceress, I got that because, bottom line, I have more mana than you do. You got way more health.
I don't really remember at this point what I upgraded. I know I upgraded spike traps, and I might have upgraded the damage for the grenades. Other than that, I don't think I really touched much.
Well, I know we were lucky enough to have a couple of skull drops. So that definitely helped us out in the long run. I think we only got 4 skulls on this one, but if y'all notice, I'm constantly putting these portals back, just so they spread out a little bit more, so they can get a lot more of an area. So there's less orcs. Like if they do get past us, they'll have more portals to have to avoid. So your arrow walls have a lot of distance to them. They're hitting the wall all the way across the hole.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I love how multiple times while we were playing this, one kobold would activate all your traps for the rest of them to just die, the ones that are behind it.
Like, here, let me just walk across this like Jesus, so about to let you're all about to die.
Yep. I enjoy using the missile launcher to just launch those guys in the hole. As a matter of fact, you'll see in the next one, I enjoy abusing the pits against these orcs.
Mm-hmm.
That close range missile blast.
Is it Call of Duty?
Yeah, but that one we also didn't get 4 skulls.
I don't think we got 4 skulls on anything after this level.
Yeah. Well, I mean 5 skulls. We only got 4. But we got the spring trap, which I was super eager. You'll see right here. I refunded all my skulls, went right to the spring trap. It's now 450 instead of 750, and I went for the reset time reduction on it so that it'll just keep throwing enemies. Like I trashed all of the upgrades that I had spent up to that point for the next level. 3, 2.
You didn't record.
Yes, I did.
Okay. When you hit the back of the screen, it was still on 0.
Yeah.
You just hit it really quick.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. So we're at the crossing, and the reason why I leveled up those spring traps like crazy is because they play a vital role here as I think my only trap. What else did I bring?
Didn't you bring another trinket, or is that the last game?
I think that was the last game because we didn't have any guardians yet. I was just going over. Dart spitters? Oh no, yeah, that's right. I brought the spike wall on this one because I put them up top to help push enemies back into your arrow walls.
Okay.
You see, your arrow walls have. That's what I was talking about earlier with the kill zone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you weren't making it exactly clear.
Yeah, and doing the dart spitter, I was like, oh no, this doesn't. The dart spitter doesn't have a long vertical, so I couldn't do that.
I hope you like pain.
So I said, you know what? I'll opt for the spike wall this time and see if it's any good.
The only thing I brought with me this time, I believe, was the healing trinket.
Okay, that's the only new thing that you brought with you.
Yeah, I think there was something else that we picked up, but I wasn't really interested in it, especially since I knew I was only really using 2 of my items aside from the blunderbuss, so I didn't really feel the need.
Yeah. Yeah, I warned you about these knoll hunters that they go right for the war mages. So when they die, they drop those coins, and those coins add up to 100 rift coins.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I ran and grabbed that one real quick because I was like, I want this whole bridge to be spring traps. I want all of this to be spring traps. So that they will go.
I know it gives you like 10 seconds, but that 10 seconds goes by quick, especially if you're not in a spot where you want to put your next trap.
Well, you can put traps at any distance. Like you could have looked up at where you wanted to put that trap and set it there from the lower bridge. Like there's an infinite amount of distance, but you know in doing that you're sacrificing preciseness of your placement. Like you know you ran up there and you had those arrow walls like right next to each other because you could see it there.
Right.
So if time is really an issue, you know, long distance, you could put any trap up, anyone you want. Yeah, see the rift points is 17. You did die.
That's where I fell off.
Yeah.
The bridge.
See those kobolds that I just had to zap. They were activating all my spring traps. So you know, I would come up here to give you support, and there's a nice area between those two pillars right there that I could see the other rift. So that's where I was hanging out through most of this, is just right there so that I could give you support whenever hell would break loose, like what's going on with these earth elementals. That way I was there and I was on that bridge and I was keeping my eye on the right because that's where the other rift was.
For the most part, they stayed at bay because I had my spike traps. And I think eventually you ended up setting something in between the spike traps.
Yeah, right about here I put some spring traps between the spikes. I also put some spike walls up just to make it worthwhile. I only had enough for one the first time, but then the second time I put some more. And these crossbow orcs were just a thorn in my side when I was behind lines. You know, like
Yeah.
I noticed that. Okay, well they got a bunch of orcs. Look at them flying. I love the spring traps. Look at how the orcs fly. And the minecart doesn't do too shabby either.
It is annoying though when you're trying to put up traps and you have all the extra room and you can't physically put it there.
Yep. Alright, so that was Orcs Must Die 2, Part 1. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Austin, for playing this game with me.
No problem.
Yep, and expect more in the near future. As always, I'll see you in the next one.
Ciao!